just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of Things I Wish I Knew About West. I'm your host, Camille Smith, and I have a special guest today, Shana. Shana, join us. Un momento. Oh. Good evening. Good evening. How's it going? And I muted you too, didn't I? Gosh darn it.
I love technology. It will never get old.
It will never get old. How's it going, ma'am?
Well, good evening. It's going well on this wet, rainy day, but always give thanks for the day and everything that it comes with it.
That is true. Let me switch it up a little bit. It is episode 128. Golly, and the crazy thing about it is that tax season is almost over. Thank God. That's all I want to say. Because we talked before, it just went in and it was crazy, but I wanted to have a light conversation because I just feel like everyone thinks I'm all serious in things because it's a serious thing. Serious matters, but I've been looking at things, even though I've been mostly working and stuff. I've been noticing all the crazy things that are going on in the world.
Lots of crazy stuff.
But I want to big up Black Moms Connection first. They're having their event happening this weekend, and I never knew. Well, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure I knew Rennie was going to be there, and so they have the In the Black Summit that's happening today and tomorrow, Sunday. So if you want to be in person or virtual,
options.
Do it, folks. Make sure you go because it's free, and $3.99 is perfect in my eyes, right? And the reason why I mentioned them is because Rennie last night was mentioning a Netflix thing to watch. How to Get Rich?
Yeah. Funny enough, I watched it last night too. I kind of saw a preview of it, or I saw it listed, and I didn't kind of know what it was. And I was like, oh God, is this going to be like one of those cheesy game shows that Netflix usually has? And last night, probably way later than anybody's supposed to be awake, I was like, let me just click play. Pleasantly surprised.
You're happy about it? I only got to watch 2 because I was really tired. I did start it late as well. I was like, why did I do this to myself? I wanted to take a break from doing taxes, so I started doing QuickBooks.
You know what? Okay, I liked it because I think there should be more shows like this where you have real people dealing with real issues that we all deal with, where we might swipe our card a little too often, or we're not paying the full balance on our credit cards, or some people that just lived a life of luxury.
Because I was about to say, that person, that lady, was not being realistic.
Well, realistic to what she knows.
To her lifestyle. True. Because I was like, fam, where did you get... First of all, I only watched 2 episodes.
Okay.
And the fact that she gets a certain amount in child support.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna cut off just now. I was like, what was she thinking? Like,
And then all of a sudden, she said how much she spent from that child support. Yo, the daughter is like,
it was more than the child support. It was like, I get
I
X in
know,
child support,
I
and I
know. And
spend.
the daughter's like,
That's my college tuition. I think that's exactly what the daughter said. That's my college tuition.
and I was like, that's wild. Like that you don't have enough self-control
Mm-hmm.
to do that and stuff. And I don't even know how much, because remember the beginning they were saying that she was getting this much money, and
Mm-hmm.
it was from child support. So I want,
Yeah.
when I continue, I'm gonna see
You,
where that other money came from, because I want to know. I want to know. And so I only remember her. I remember the black couple, and I remember the white couple. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go based on features because I don't remember their names. I was surprised with the black couple because it seems like they were making a good amount. It's just, oh, actually,
oh, I
hold
don't.
on,
Why were you surprised? It's so.
17 years? 17 years, and you don't know nothing about your person's finances?
Do you know how common that is? Do you know how common it is for people to live together and have separate bank accounts and not understand the other person's debt? Because as long as the day to day is paid for, there's groceries in the fridge, entertainment is paid for, nobody asks those additional questions.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's just that they want to get a house and they're like, I need this thing. Or
Well,
they're
okay,
like,
what I liked about this couple is that in one of the scenes, just before he came over and they were going to go into details about their finances, they
yeah.
almost wanted to quit the show. They were like, they were literally like, wait, these guys want to dig in deep.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
want to
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like, wait, you guys are leaving? Hold up. But
That
I think
that
that's how
shows.
people think about finances. They're scared about them, they're nervous, maybe even embarrassed, and we don't want to talk about it. Like, heaven forbid that you realize that I'm driving around in my Mercedes, but I really only got $2 in my bank account. It's a reality.
It is a reality. And just to let the people know, the one that was splurging is not black. And it sounds wrong, but it felt good that black folks were being so irresponsible, because it is common that that we don't know, or most how to manage money. So I was really happy. What you call it? The one with the
I think we're having technical difficulties. Stay tuned, everyone. Hey, Camille. Nice to have you back.
what up?
I told you about technology. Huh.
Guys,
It's that love-hate relationship.
can we talk about Mercury retrograde?
You
because
can't blame everything on Mercury
yes, I can.
retrograde.
This right here, what just happened?
Oh my god. I don't think that's Mercury retrograde. I think that's just
Well, it is
internet
right.
signal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh god. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, people.
Gosh. But anyways, the other couple, the one where the wife was making more,
So
and
I think this doesn't have to do about race. I think this happens from time to time in any
yeah,
relationship where one person's making more money or one person is the sole earner. Because it wasn't that she was making more, is that she was the sole earner and
yeah,
her partner left his job to be a stay-at-home dad,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And I
Big
think,
up them. Big up the stay-at-home dads. In
right?
my
Well, a lot of people make this decision that one person stays home because we know childcare is expensive.
mm,
And if one person makes predominantly more than the other, it makes sense if everything is met, like all the needs and everything. But
correct.
I think what the distaste was, at least for me, was the communication about money. It was very aggressive, discerning. Like, I
On her
wonder,
part?
like, on her part, I think it was very aggressive.
Yeah,
This
they just
whole
said
mine mentality. Like, you're not supposed to know how much I make. You're not supposed to spend my money without my permission. You don't have access to my money. Wow. And I'm like,
that. Yeah,
it's
that was
so funny. In this day and age, if the tables were turned, there'd be a protest, right? Women would be banding together. Like, make sure,
you deserve better.
right?
So it actually was crazy when I did see it the reverse, and I was like, that's not fair because like something like that, you should communicate with each
Hmm.
other about
Hmm.
you. In my opinion, I know I'm the single one here, but in my opinion, I would want to communicate how things are happening, and we both know
Hmm.
how money's how the things are flowing in the in this me. That's just me, right? But I actually enjoy what I've watched so far. I think I'm gonna be watching that as I do more taxes. And anyone that doesn't send me the taxes this weekend, I'm taking my sweet time and just letting y'all know. But yeah, that was I think there should be more shows like this on Netflix. And I think a lot of people, especially people that are in relationships, about to get married, should watch it so they
Yeah.
learn something, right? It's because like you learn how others are doing. You're like, well, then we're not that bad after all. Things like that, right? And also when it came to how many checking accounts and savings accounts that the couple had, which I don't think is bad. It's just you have to make sure it's
Didn't they have like 10 or
you
12?
dad 10.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
very excessive.
it's only if you don't know where everything is. Because I'm crazy and I have like an Excel sheet and I honest I know it sounds crazy, but like my complex budget that I have, my complex budget that I have is shows everything.
Yeah.
Every account shows. So it's like I already know what's in everyone. It's just you want to regulate certain ones to make it have a job. Certain things like that, right?
You're commanding your money. I completely understand that. Like what I took away from the show was not only the relationship between the people, was
Mhm.
the advice too. Because
Mhm.
every show, no matter what, when there's a new tax year, I'm thinking about my own taxes right now because my cousin's messaging me right now. My phone is blowing up and he's just like tax, tax, tax.
Good.
It's my fault.
Yes.
But anyways, to focus on topic, when I think of the show, it's the advice. And just watching the first couple episodes, one of the advice that I got that I was like, hold on a second, I don't think I really do that. And it's like when you speak to, well, he said collectors, I'm like, when I speak to the bank, period, take notes, take like document the conversation. What was
True.
said, what was the response, get the agent's name and ID. I always get the agent's name and ID, but I never really have it in one place. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, how great is that? Because now in the conversation, I
Mhm.
can come back like 6 weeks later, 6 months later, and be like, well, on February 24th, 2023 at
Mhm.
3:24
Mhm.
p.m.
Tell
And
them
then
again.
it brings up the strength because a lot of times when we're dealing with customer service, I don't know if I'm the only one, you get different answers sometimes.
You do. You
So
absolutely do.
I found that advice amazing. And I'm interested to see by the time I get to the final episode how much more tidbits I can get away. Whew.
I know Rennie did like a synopsis on it. I don't
Mhm.
know, but I don't know. I want to say it, but it might cause some raffle some feathers and stuff. But I'll say it. The first one is choose your partner wisely.
Ooh.
That was the one that she said. And I was like, true, because who you marry or are involved with can either make or break you financially,
Mhm. True, true.
emotionally, mentally, and all that stuff, but financially especially. So
It's
why
kind of
not?
it's kind of funny that you said that because
Mm,
I had a girlfriend of mine a couple of weeks said that she wanted to get in the dating scene and there was a guy that was trying to talk to her
yeah.
and they were just having a casual conversation and then she came back to me is like, yeah, I want to date, but at the same time, I don't want to get with somebody who is struggling more than I am. And I feel
Sorry,
like
I'm
that
not
makes
laughing.
no, well, I feel like that makes complete sense. I guess once you reach a certain age in life and you start
Yes.
accomplishing certain things, and if somebody's very outright with their struggle financially with you, it can put a displeasure in your mouth or like a taste, right? Because,
True. I
yeah.
Yeah, because at the same, and I think it should go both ways. Like, why would you want to get with someone that's going to hinder you financially? They're not going to be you know what? They're not going to be an asset in your life. They're going to be more of a burden, a liability, and all that stuff. So it does make sense to outweigh those options. And us ladies don't want to get into a situation that hinders us or struggles. But I know as of late with the viral story, there is fellas that are talking about this, and I had to find it because I don't remember these stories. I just
Or are you going to play it or something? Or are you going to post it?
no. It's viral. Everyone frigging knows this damn story. Like the
I
fact
think
that
I think everybody knows the story, but do they know the full story? Like I think people think that I don't know.
sure.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So I will address you know whatever was frigging said. I have it here. Um, I wrote it. The couple. Oh gosh, I don't remember his name. You remember his name? I can't pronounce.
No.
He's a Moroccan
Football
football player.
player. I remember that.
Akraf
Okay,
Rakimi.
please don't butcher the person's name. He's a Moroccan football player. We'll stop there.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. My pronunciation with words kind of off sometimes. So he marries a Spanish actress. They
Mhm.
filed for divorce in March
Mhm.
2023, and it's stated that she requested half of his fortune, only to
Mm.
discover that his properties and assets were registered under his mother's name. And I wanted to bring you on, of course, because you, as a mother with two young kings, I would love to know your perspective on that because I'm like, I know, like, I was trying to defend it, kind of, sort of, but I was only defending the headline, as in she requested half of his fortune. I'm like,
Well,
I feel like the lawyer kind of said, hey, you should get 50% because you were married and they had kids. So they were dating in 2018, married in 2020, and they have 2 kids.
Oh.
Filed for divorce for situations that we're not going to discuss. I don't want to talk about
the money. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the money. Not the situation that led them there. I am completely mixed about this. I'm gonna be very honest. As a mother of boys, I think I don't want to testify for all mother of boys, but this mother of boys wants to protect them as much as possible. And understanding how the world works, especially if my son was to get into something like professional sports, where you make the bulk of the money when you're younger in your career, and then as you get older, you don't. So it's about protecting those assets. So can I go like one cheer for the mom? Because I'm assuming it was her idea. Like one cheer for the mom.
True, because I think he was what 20, 19 or so.
He was
young. He was young.
He was young when he started the career, and this was probably a decision made by the family to help protect his asset because, hey, he was going to go and meet a girl, and what if this happened? What if that happened? We want to protect the legacy. And I'm like, I can't be mad at the mom. And I think, the mom. I can't be mad at the mom because I'm like, this is something a mom would do. Me being a boy of moms, I'd be like, yes, great idea. But then I fast forward to when this relationship started. We said it started 2018. And how did you start a relationship in 2018, have children, get married, and never understood your financial situation in the relationship?
And that's where we go back to that 17 years of marriage and not knowing a shit.
Where's the conversations about finance?
Facts. Because technically speaking, she would have known if once they got married and all that stuff, she would have known that he doesn't own anything. It goes 80% of his wealth goes to his mom.
She wouldn't have known if there wasn't a conversation. How would she have known?
True.
If because you saw the other video, if she had signed a prenup, she would have known because all the information would be available. But there wasn't a prenup. And I don't think she ever did her due diligence or is it his due diligence? But at the end of the day, they never had a conversation about the money because why would you? You got with somebody who was wealthy, you knew was wealthy.
But they're both wealthy. So wait, let me say we are having a high level, a high bracket conversation.
But
we have no business per se. That's why I always say I'm not going to be mixed up in these people's business.
Hold up. Even when people who are high income 1% and they get married and they get divorced, there's still a movement of assets through the divorce proceeding. It's not like I think we live in this fairy tale where we believe it's like, oh, what I come with and what I come out with. It's all over the tabloids. Like 2 famous celebrities get together and they divorce, there's still a movement of assets.
It's true.
So whether they're in that bracket or not, there's a movement of assets. But I say, how are you in a relationship and a marriage and you have kids and there was never a discussion? And even in a discussion to put your name on one of the properties, right?
True.
But then again, I can see it from the other way that, hey, everything is good. I'm living this great life. I'm making my money. I'm living in these beautiful places. We're going on vacations and trip. We're in love.
Yeah.
So it never comes to mind to have a conversation.
And the one thing I want to say is, especially for the fellas that are like, oh, I gotta put this together, my mom's name, right? If your mom is older than you, which is most likely the case, and your mom passes away, knock on wood for any person's mom and they want to do this, do you know that it's going to go through her estate and it's going to be a pain in the ass? So doing that, cool. I think they were like, oh, city boys got a point, blah, 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 whatever. But I think you really want to take in consideration of a trust fund. I think that's what should have been thought about, because I actually, I've did some research, the differences. And I'll say a quick thing because I did see an article. Because you know me, because you know what, I'm all about asset protection as well. Because that's what it's basically about. So it's like, which one's better, trust or a prenup? You can set up an asset protection trust yourself without the intervention of your future spouse. An expert professional creates the trust. You put your assets in it, established properly and legally. We've seen the proper trust very effective protect assets from divorces. With a prenup, on the other hand, you must hire an attorney who represents only you. Your future spouse must hire a separate attorney that represents only her or him, and they are able to make an agreement on the battle. So when I hear folks saying, so like this scenario, I think there should have been a trust. Yeah. Especially because of
they both had wealth and they were both coming in the relationship with wealth. So there should have been, like, it just seems like so.
This is big people.
Because if I got money, you got money, I feel like there should be some agreement. But then I guess if we don't got money, we gotta have an agreement too. I can't keep up. Like, prenups for everybody. You get a prenup. You get a prenup. Everybody get a prenup.
And you know what? It just makes everything more safe. And I know there's going to be women listening to this. I don't want no prenup. And the guys are gonna be like, I want a prenup. I don't want her to take my $30. You only have $30, fam. Can we be honest? The folks that are going off on this, I feel, it's only my opinion, are folks that aren't making six figures. We, on average Canadians make about $47,000-$50,000 a year. Why are you complaining? Until you get into that bracket. And if you're concerned about someone marrying you for your money, it's okay. It's only $50,000. They love you. They actually love you.
I can't with you. They actually love you. Oh God. You know what? When people say $40,000 to $50,000 annually, I think people don't really understand how much that is, right? Like per hour, because I think that's how we most talk about money, is like how much you get paid per hour, right? $40,000 to $50,000. Let me see, how much is that?
You're trying to do the hourly? I seen someone post it
19
today.
So 40,000 is 1924 and 1923-ish. 1923. Yeah. So it's not a lot, because in minimum wage, well, here in Ontario, I believe it's like $15.50.
$15.50? They're raising it up to
16. It's going to go a little bit above 16, and minimum wage going up across the board. This isn't a lot of money that we're dealing with, that we're having these frank discussion that someone's going to come in and steal my Kool-Aid. And I think we do ourselves. Well, it ain't no bling bling.
My ginger ale.
Oh God, you're so Jamaican. Oh my God.
But it's true. Like, why are we having these discussions about, oh, we're gonna go sign up, change our names to our mom? Find someone that you can like truly build with and grow and make an empire. And if you build an empire with them and something happens, they were shooting with you at the gym. They deserve something.
I 100% agree with that. And I think, but I think in relationships, when they get messy, people forget that they used to love each other.
No, I'm seeing this one. I seen this other post where the husband, it was in Ghana or somewhere in Africa. The husband had the building, but he owned the building, so the house, the mansion.
Okay.
His wife owned the land.
Oh, snap.
So, yo, when people get like messy,
Mhm.
you know, the man broke down the mansion.
Oh, because he owned the mansion.
He bulldozed that house. I was like, this
Hmm.
is this is wild that people are so like you get so
I think he screwed up.
hateful. Not
I think he's
hateful, but
I think
like
he screwed up because he pulled down the house. So there goes that equity in that home. And then she owns the land, so she just gets to sell the land and go buy a house somewhere else. Like,
I don't know, it just gets ugly. I wish it wasn't that ugly, but like I guess if things happen in the mix, then cool. It's just so sad, right? So that's why that was the number one. Choose your partner wisely.
okay, continue on the list because
Yes.
we're sidetracked. Go.
Number two,
Yeah.
run the numbers.
Okay, define that. Don't just say run the numbers. Explain that
Okay.
for everyone.
When making decisions,
Mm-hmm.
always run the numbers. So like, does it make sense to buy this property? Does it make sense? I don't want to say get groceries because it's always going to make sense in grocery, but the way
No, no.
inflation hits right
Wait,
now.
hold on a second. What do you mean it makes sense you when buying groceries? I'm talking to my mom last night and she's talking about retirement. And I'm like, so how do you plan on surviving? She's like, well, I'm not going to buy clothes. I'm like, yeah, right. And then she's like, well, groceries are still going to be a big thing because I have a certain diet and I deserve to eat certain things. So,
Chest high. Boy,
exactly. So groceries could be a big conversation
that
because
is true.
think about the different diets or preferred grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
could it could be a topic of discussion.
It's true because like back in the day, we would I would say we would do Mama Earth, Copas, Whole Foods. I gotta stay in my lane. I gotta stay in my lane. And you know what? No Frills and No Frills has the Optimum Points card, so I'm okay going back there. So I can go to Superstore and Loblaws because I need the fresh things. But
They got the points too.
yeah,
So
I wish personally, I wish Food Basics had a point system that works with what I have, but they don't.
you don't have air miles?
I do, but what you talking about
Wait,
Metro?
food basic I think food basic does air miles? Are you sure? Because every time I cash out, like
Maybe if you use your like Air Miles credit card.
I don't know, I don't do air miles. I
No,
That's a
man,
whole
there's
other
not.
conversation about reward points.
Now you make me wonder.
Go back to the list. Go back to the list.
Sorry. What you can't say that. So running them numbers. The
Okay.
numbers are important. So get a pen, paper, just to see what makes sense financially,
Hmm.
basically. That makes sense because you know that someone always has that ballpark, like, yeah, me made this much. I'm gonna spend this much, and then all of a sudden you're negatives.
True. True.
Run the numbers. This
Next.
one's funny.
Oh no.
Avoid multi-level marketing, aka MLMs. I'm not gonna
You know
dog.
what's so funny? You know what's so funny? On that Netflix show, they talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all I'm
what
gonna
this
say.
is the list. This is the list
Oh,
from
this is
it.
a list from the show.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, hold on a second. They talk about that in there. Okay. All right. Okay.
So for my folks that are Avons, I did Avon. I was very pissed when I did Avon. I did Cutco knives. I ain't gonna lie, those Cutco knives are
You did the
sick.
knives? Oh
Yeah,
wow. You're
to
a
this day.
hustler. What?
Hey, I'm not gonna mention others because I do respect them in a way because what they educate. The other ones, I'm not gonna benefit from Cutco knives all the time.
Well, those are
Okay,
niche markets. I think a lot of them are very niche markets because I don't need your specialty water either.
exactly. So, but there's other ones. We're not gonna name them because everyone knows what we're talking about, who we're talking about.
Let's
They
just slide.
specialize
Let's
in financial
slide.
literacy. So I'm cool with that. I'm like, all right, you all can roll, right? Spend I like this one. Spend on what you value. However, you have to understand your needs and your wants. Because if you keep mistaking your wants into your needs, then you're going to F up your spending. Hands down.
Okay. So wait, okay. So I understand needs, wants, sure. Value is an interesting concept because value could be a want.
It
Could it
can,
not?
yes, but at the
Because
same
I
time,
could value
yeah.
designer clothes. This
See,
is
that's the
important to
issue.
me.
I know, but how much are you willing to fuck up your, excuse my French,
Ooh,
F up your
that kind of show.
finances to have designer clothes? I don't even do designer.
But for some people, depending on like how you were raised, how you like the community or the friends that you have, designer is important. Or they feel like it's important.
They feel like it's important. And I can't obviously control people on how they should feel about certain clothes, but you also know that some people like to keep up with the Joneses. So if they have the name brand, they feel like they have a certain status, but you're dead broke. Until you have a certain, until you're financially stable or comfortable, then you can take into consideration of those values. But like, I value a car. I value my Zoom, my Mazda that takes me to work and things, but it wouldn't make sense for me to have a Lamborghini right now.
I just say that you're serving up a lot of humble pie because people really have to humble themselves because some people do value that BMW and feel like, you know what, I work hard, I deserve it.
But can you afford it? Like, example on Facebook, and I don't go on Facebook a lot, but I've been going on lately. This lady said she was spending $3,000 on a condo. I'm gonna say downtown. Let's say downtown. $3,000, and in a year, guess where she was?
Homeless?
Sleeping in her car.
So, okay, she was spending $3,000 on a condo downtown Toronto. I'm assuming she had income to cover the cost of that.
I hope.
And then, well, okay, because this has been a problem in BC for a long time. If you understand BC real estate, where people would sell their house.
For the American and non-Canadian North American folks.
British Columbia, a province within Canada.
We're global.
Well, in BC, I remember this like 10 years back, 15 years back, where people were selling their homes for over $1 million and then being essentially homeless because of the market. They couldn't afford to buy another house because they were priced out.
Golly.
So depending on the economy, the city and the economy that you live in, it's very easy to be homeless.
True. But and see, that's when I think that comes back to like value. Spend on what you value or what you're capable of.
But a lot of people are one layoff away from being homeless. Because if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you get laid off and you don't have that severance, or you don't get a job by the time your severance and EI runs out, even EI doesn't cover what you used to get. Slippery slope.
It is. And right now, the recession that we might be getting into is very scary.
Definitely.
That is something I want to remind folks to, as much as possible, keep your debt low as much as possible, or stay at least manageable. Because I just want to say manageable. Have it at a point where you're comfortable spending that money every month to pay. If not, you need to buckle down, get rid of that Lamborghini.
I think it just brings it right back to money 101. Build that emergency fund.
That's the one thing I always say. Have an emergency fund. That's your safety net, right? The
Yeah.
next one is get comfy with money. And that's like having discussions. Like
Okay.
I as of late, it's funny. One of my friends was like, what's the other things that you talk about with friends other than money? I was like, you know what? I don't know. I only talk about this stuff. Like, I don't know. Um,
Okay.
but I get a nice feeling when I have discussions about money. And not only, and I'm not saying, oh, Cam, can I pick your brain type of thing? Because I will say, oh, I've talked about this. I've talked about this. I talked about this in an episode. And not like trying to see if you could get free advice because I do charge.
Changing.
But I like when folks come to me and have a discussion like, oh, Cam, I decided to save money and all that stuff. I'm thinking of getting a business, and I said, I'm so happy, right? So I think it's it needs to be continuously having conversations with your family, having conversations with your friends, um, thinking of how to build wealth with your family or your friends. Legit.
Well, I agree. I think it's that sharing of information as well, because I think like most people, you'd have a job and people talk about their pay, even though they might not want us to. But people talk about their pay, their income, and as people progress and grow in life, they talk about like, oh, I want to buy a house. Then
Mhm.
that's another conversation to be had, and it's all wrapped around money. My kids are going off to college, wrapped around money. Extracurricular activities wrapped around money. I'm going to give you
Mhm.
all children's scenarios, but in our day to days, there's a lot of small conversations we can have about money that
Absolutely.
aren't necessarily intrusive, where we have
Mhm.
to talk about our $2 in our bank account or whatever makes us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But once you get comfortable with money, the I don't know, that dark cloak that hides over the idea of money and
Yeah.
saving and investment starts to disappear, because as you start to understand more and you start to
Mhm.
learn more, you become more
Exactly.
comfortable and you're willing to take different chances and opportunity to grow your wealth because now you have the knowledge.
Not that get rich quick type of discussions, but actually having fundamental
Have
discussions.
you have you actually known anybody who's actually gotten rich quick?
No. And
Yeah.
if
Do you
I
know
did,
anybody who's won the lottery that like you've known?
no.
Right?
I wish I did.
So did I.
But I mean, if I did, I wouldn't be here. I'd be
If you,
flying
oh, like
out
if you won the lottery specifically, I had told one of my girlfriends because she was succeeding in her career, and she had said something to me, and I'm like, "Girl, if you get there before me, I am happy to swim in your pool." Meaning that I want you to succeed, even if I
to.
don't reach that level, because just by association, I'm already proud, and I already feel like I'm Miss Hollywood because I could be like, "Yes, I know X, Y, Z." So please continue to grow because I will always support you and love you. So yeah,
True, true,
I'm
true.
dying to know somebody who's won the lottery. Like,
Hey, not the lottery. No, I can't. Not that I know, but I know like folks that are into like the crypto thing. I
ooh,
shouldn't have said it like that. Sorry.
I know the crypto thing, like it's some kind of like Dungeons and
Yeah, but
Dragons thing.
waiting. I'm waiting it out because
Wait, crypto's been around for a minute. How long are we waiting?
well, sometimes people are like, "Oh, Cam, I know this thing that's gonna go up. I can't."
Oh no, those to me are get rich quick schemes in the investment world. Okay, when
I
people
can't
come to
even
you,
tell you the story that I know online
mm,
about a scam.
because okay, usually by the time people are talking about a stock or an investment opportunity that's going to blow up, that's going to make you rich, it's already too late to invest. You probably should have invested in it a year ago, because now you're talking about it is because it's increasing. And the only way to really get the biggest bang for your buck is to invest when it's cheap and low, so there's more room to grow
Exactly.
outside of like the Big Ten, Disney
I
and them.
can't even tell you how much someone has lost from.
Oh shoot.
I can't.
Oh my gosh.
But be mindful what you put your money into, folks. Or I would say, if you don't understand it, or if someone tries to chat up to you on Facebook and things and tries to give you a great offer and deal, nah, you don't know them. You don't know them until you see their books. Until you see their books, don't join. Like, seriously. Or even, I would say, put 1% or 5% of your money.
How about you do some research?
Yeah, that
Take some
too.
initiative for your own finances. Like somebody gives you an idea, take that to fruition,
No
go
one
do
does
some
that.
research, make sure that you're confident with it yourself. And that way, like, you made the best choice and the best
Yeah,
decision and the best judgment.
true. And then even that, there, seek professional help. Seek professional help. Funny story. Someone was going to do their taxes themselves because they
Mhm.
thought that the price was not reasonable. And they realized that I was the better option. I was the better option. And I said, hey, I'm not backing down my price because
Mhm.
I know my value,
Mhm.
especially after this year. Oh, price gone up next year, best believe. But yeah, seek professional help because those folks will help you. And then they said evaluate the cost of a fee only planner versus percentage based planner. And I believe that because I personally want to
I
be a fee based.
yeah,
I want to
I
be
I don't
fee
know
based
why anybody would do a percentage. Like when that was broken down in the show, I was like,
because it's, and there's no dogging to the folks that are percentage wise because
mhm.
they get money.
Oh, not from the business aspect, but from the consumer aspect.
Oh, I
I
know.
want to
That's what I'm talking about. They get money because there's times, even if there's no capital gains, they
Mhm.
still make money.
The consumer or the business owner.
Business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck the business for a second. As a consumer, why would you want a percentage? Oh, excuse me, I'm bilingual, my French. But why would you want someone to charge you a percentage base?
I know. It's. I guess the only my mind is you're not sure how to value their assets because there's gonna be times when you make the money because you chose correctly and they
Mm-hmm.
want a load of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be years when the money is gonna be stagnant. So at least that person's still going to be, and I'm sorry, I mean I'm talking based on the business side.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, I'm
still gonna
understanding.
make something if you even if you didn't make nothing. But
Okay.
you would rather someone fee based and educate you on why they made that decision.
Fair
That's my
enough.
theory.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That was the first time I was exposed to that, and I was kind of like
But it's
scratching
like
my head.
it's the difference with like index fund and ETFs.
Mm.
Uh ETFs is, let's say, 0.5%
Mm-hmm.
fees
Mm-hmm.
versus index fund because it's
Mm-hmm.
actively invested with someone. It's
Mm-hmm.
like 1%. Get the ETFs. It's simple.
What? I hope you guys. I hope everybody
I've been
listened very
saying that.
carefully. She's just dropping the gems left and right. Ooh. That was free. That was free.
That
That
was
was the only
free.
bit free.
I
Yeah.
always give free advice on this platform. So listen. But
Oh my god! You should do a call it episode.
no. Someone one of my friends jokingly did that one time and I was dying of I couldn't keep a straight face.
Oh shoot!
Hi, this is a first time a listener. Da, 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 da. I
First
just
time
have some
caller,
questions.
long time listener. Yes, love it.
That's exactly how he sounded. And I was like, I could not have a straight face and actually function and keep this up. Are you crazy? Shucks. A piece of laughter. But no, I think that show and
Mhm.
like this viral thing, because I don't think,
Yeah,
did we talk about the prenup aspect?
like
What she
vaguely, but we didn't
said?
go deep in it.
Because
What who said? It was the lawyer that gave a
the
critique
lawyer.
on the video about the prenup.
So I want to say this for the ladies.
Hmm.
Ladies, there's nothing wrong with getting a prenup. And if most guys are going to judge you based on whether you want their money or their love, and if they would like a prenup, you're actually showing them that you actually want them for their love and not their money.
Wait, did you actually watch the video with the lawyer? Because me
I did.
watching
I
that
can remember the
video,
whole thing.
I was like, ooh, maybe men might not want prenup because she was like, you can put
Oh,
it in
because
that you
after
get
the fact.
paid for each child you have, you can get paid for staying at home, you can get
That is
paid
true.
like the way it could be
Oh,
written
yes,
could
yes.
be
But
costly. Because even in a prenup, you can even write that you would get paid X amount if he was to cheat, and that was the result. Like there's so much little
you know
increment here.
what? I'm glad you brought that up. So let's rewind. Yes. I think, well, everyone should watch that video about the prenup and also be mindful of what you want in that prenup, because you never know what's going to happen in 5 years, 10 years, 20, 25. Unfortunately, people change.
Uh-huh.
I've seen where people haven't changed personally, or they've had their own agreements, whatnot,
Uh-huh.
um, and it flourished. But
Uh-huh.
this day and age, the swimming
Listen,
pool is whack.
I think people are people. And you're going to meet people that don't agree with you or agree with your soul or agree with your vision. And I think you will meet people that do, but maybe they won't come in the right package or you won't notice it right away. And I guess that's the fun part of dating. I'm forever an optimist. So
Good for you. But I would, I,
it's not a
I think
pool, it's
it's
an ocean.
interesting. The swimming pool is. I'm not saying there's piss in the pool. I'm not gonna say that because
Well,
I only look at the sideline. I'm always like this.
you dipping your foot in. Listen, it could be worse. It could be a hot tub.
But I like warmth.
Oh God. Do I have to explain to you the hot tub and the bacteria and everything else?
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I just folks, ladies, if you're going, instead of being so against this prenup, make it to your favor as well.
Yeah, I think that's what I got away from. I got out of it. I was like, hold up a second. And I have heard about prenups that have these type of stipulations in them
Yeah,
anyways. And if the
actually,
whole
I
point is to be married forever,
exactly.
what what is the defense? What is the argument not to have the prenup?
Exactly. So there are benefits, there's pros and cons, and I guess I just do a post because I'm too lazy to say it all because this is long ass. But it is about asset protection, but at the same time, if the person that you're together with
Uh-huh.
is helping you, or you guys are working together as a team to
Uh-huh.
build assets
Uh-huh.
and empire, then there should be no issue. Um,
But you could write that in a prenup too, that everything that's built within the marriage is equal 50-50. I think
yeah,
the prenup is more to protect what you have
had
before you
before.
enter.
So
Yeah.
then get a trust. Then get a trust.
Get a trust, get a LLC, get a
No, not like that. Sorry. And I should say, in a sense, like a trust fund does protect things, and even it protects, like as a mother,
uh-huh.
the things that you have for your legacy and your children's legacy, that can be protected as well. So when they find someone, that doesn't fall into the cracks of whatever happens in the future, right? Yes, the trust is expensive, but when you get to that status of a trust fund, so that's the only thing I think. Like, be mindful about that, and of course, go to a lawyer, go to the bank, go to a lawyer to discuss about different type of trust that you can have to protect your legacy, because I think that's the most important part, protecting your assets and your legacy. And that's even like between whoever you marry, whatnot, and also like taxes.
Sure.
That's
Taxes.
that's my stance. And I think I want to finish watching the show while I do taxes and stuff. And then know you have people at Tayad. But is there anything you want to tell the folks before we head out?
I want to talk about Vend Refresh.
Oh, sorry, there's one more.
Wait, you didn't finish the list?
There's one more. I didn't realize.
Final tip. Drum roll.
Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Or the Jacksons, but you know.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Sorry. I apologize, folks. This is what I do. This is me. Take me as I am.
I love it.
I want to say
Today was a great day. Live performance. Okay.
Yes, tell the folks about
Vend Refresh. Vending machine solutions, customizable, healthy snacks alternatives, because we all know the regular snacks, the soda, the chips, the chocolate isn't what we're looking for in our break rooms, in our offices, in our buildings. Reach out, vendrefresh.com.
Ooh, and I will definitely put you in the show notes as normal and all that. So make sure, folks, you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is a wrap up of Financial Literacy Month.
In America, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to do what I normally do, but I did show off like American financial literacy. But folks, tax season was a lot. So thank you, folks, for being patient, and for everyone that hasn't messaged me.
She's talking to you, but
you latecomers, don't do this. They're on strike, but you could still do your things. Golly.
Yeah. And they said if you do it on time, there's money to be made on top of it.
That's true. I forgot it. How did I not say that? And I sent it to you. So yeah.
She's like, scroll.
And I'm like, where did I put it? I think it's in my other group. Oh, yes.
Found it?
Yeah, I found it. Hold on.
Okay.
I need to see you so I know that. Eek. It's not. Love mercy. Okay, so CRA is said it's
CRA.
all tax returns during the tax returns that are okay. Let's try this again. Tax returns that are filed electronically which is the majority of returns, will continue
It's just one of those technical days. So,
Huh? Yes.
okay, there
Is
you
there
are.
a
I can hear
question?
you. You're
No?
back. You're back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Tax returns that are filed electronically will automatically
I feel like the CRA doesn't want the news to get out to people.
be in the system. I know, right? Like,
Like this.
I'm actually getting pissed.
Oh gosh. I think that's the show
This
for
rate of
today.
7% compounded daily from May 1st. Folks,
You're gonna have some great ones for the blooper wheel. Bloopers. 2023 edition.
I know.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Camille, like always, having me on the show. Always appreciate it.
Oh boy. On that note, folks, I'm just gonna post it afterwards. All right, because
Sounds good.
I'm over this. Peace out, y'all.
Bye, everyone.